Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're creating a rap vocal chain. But first, if you have a mix that you need to have mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Corrective EQ on vocal. For this video, I purposely picked a vocal that needs a lot of work, but I want to get it balanced with as few steps as possible. I started with a corrective EQ to attenuate excessive mid-frequencies. In particular, this vocal has a very nasally tone, so I attenuated any mid-frequency areas that I found contributed to this. I cut out unneeded lows, as well as dipped around 250 Hz while boosting 3 kHz. Also, if you're working with free plugins, this M equalizer should work well. This should help add some clarity to a vocal that otherwise sounds very muddled. Let's take a listen and let me know if you find that this clarifies the vocal.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
Needed resonance reduction. This vocal needed some resonance reduction to reduce that unwanted nasally tone, so I emphasized the mid-frequencies and centered the bands over nasally resonances to hopefully balance the mid-range. Ideally, you won't need this type of processor unless the performer had this type of tone to his voice. Unfortunately, there isn't a free alternative, but let's take a listen and notice how dynamic attenuation to the mids helped add some clarity.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free and it helps us bring you more videos. Split EQ to control tone. The split EQ by Eventide splits the signal into tonal and transient bands, which is helpful on a vocal like this, in which the tone is nasally, but I want to leave the transients intact to keep things detailed. I again attenuated areas that contributed to the unwanted nasally tone. Now, this was the final needed step to remedy the unwanted nasal tones. Notice that I also amplified high frequencies around 3 kHz and above to add some clarity and needed brightness to the vocal. Let's take a listen.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
DS for future amplification. I used this de-esser with single vocal and split band settings to achieve a few dB of attenuation on the sibilants. Now this way, any additive processing that I use later on doesn't exacerbate aggressive sibilants. A good free alternative is this T de-esser by Techovation. Let's take a listen and notice how the highs are becoming more balanced, which sets us up well for future chapters.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
Omnipressor or similar compression. With this omnipressor, I perform both compression and expansion whenever the vocal goes above or falls below the threshold respectively. This processor in particular is pretty aggressive, so I set a very subtle ratio and set my ranges to low levels of compression and expansion. This way I control the vocal's dynamics from the peaks down and from the noise floor up, resulting in a very upfront vocal. Now if you're using free plugins, this M compressor is a good alternative. Let's take a listen to how the vocal moves to the front.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
Doubler delay and modulation. To make the vocal sound thicker, I'm going to use this H949 Dual Harmonizer plugin and select the doubler preset before blending in the effect to about 10%. Now this subtly alters the timing and the pitch to make it sound like we have 2 layers of vocal performance. A good free alternative to this plugin is the Valhalla Space Modulator. Let's take a listen and notice how the vocal sounds fuller and more impressive.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
High frequency bus. I'll create a bus and auxiliary track on which I'll first insert a linear phase EQ that isolates and amplifies the highest vocal frequencies. Then I'll insert a reverb plugin. With it, I'll set a moderate decay time, emphasize bright reflections, and keep the mix value at a medium level. A good free alternative for this plugin is the Valhalla Supermassive. Lastly, I'll blend the reverberated high frequencies in with the original vocal. This will make them sound brighter, slightly more aggressive in the highs, and create a nice stylistic effect. Let's take a listen.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
If you're enjoying the channel, use the search box to watch more of our videos. Collective upward processing. To end this chain, I'm going to send both my original track and the aux track from the last chapter to a collective bus. Now on this bus, I'll insert an inflator or similar upward processor to bring forward quieter details of the vocal, the effects that I used, and to make it generally fuller and more aggressive. A good free alternative is OTT. Let's take a listen to the full AB of the original and the processed vocal.
Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living. Tap into the pineal, the third eye vision. See the way to do it, then start living.
If you have a mix that you need to have mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.